Go. WMFK. Yay!
Welcome to WMFK News. This is Connor, and there are major mythological occurrences today as we head over Kristin. Kristin?
Thanks, Connor. Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite were all at a banquet one night when a mysterious character walked in and tossed an apple having words written on it reading, "To the fairest." But this wasn't any ordinary apple. This was a special golden apple that was to go to either Aphrodite, Athena, or Hera. The girls insisted that Zeus, Almighty God, pick between the girls, but he didn't want to be unfair, so they all traveled down to a city named Troy. Zeus took them to a boy named Paris, who was supposed to be a fair judger. How did he make this decision, you ask? Well, all three girls, desperate for that apple, bribed Paris for it. All three girls were extremely good in picking their gifts, but Paris thought that Aphrodite's was the best. I don't know how exactly the girls took the news, but I suspect it wasn't good. This subject won't just be thrown away. I think Athena and Hera might fight for that apple, and the situation could get violent. Hello, I'm here with Athena, daughter of Zeus. We have just received information that Athena, along with goddess Hera, have just lost to Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty, in a contest to see who's the fairest. Now, Athena, do you think it's fair that Aphrodite won?
No, not at all. Just because she promised him the most beautiful mortar in the world doesn't mean she's the fairest. If anything, it means she's the least fair, you see. Did Paris pick her because she was fair? No. He picked her because of her bride, so it's so unfair.
Well, do you think that it was a good decision by Zeus to let Paris pick?
Well, since he is my father, I will defend him and say that he picked Paris because he thought Paris was a good judger. Of course, at the beginning, I was happy at the thought of my own father picking between us three to see who was the most fair. But because he didn't want to make that tough decision, he sent us to Paris.
Do you think that even though Paris chose by bribes, he made the right decision?
Yes and no. Although I would still debate this answer, I think that Aphrodite did have a good gift to give him for that apple. The only thing I'm wondering is that Paris might not get the gift he expected.
Do you think that this topic might cause commotion in the future?
Well, I know for the fact that Hera and I won't give up on the apple. Also, Aphrodite's gift may be too good to be true. To make kind of a promise might not go over well with Helen. This might start kind of a big fight, you know?
Thanks for your time. Yeah. Back to you, Connor.
Thanks, Kristin. Now the weather with Gaby.
Hello, I'm Gaby with the weather forecast. Persephone will be returning in a few days, so the weather will be getting warmer. Today there will be a high of 61 and a low of 47. The wind speed today will reach a high of 17 miles per hour, and there is an 80% chance of rain. Here is the 5-day forecast. Today there will be a high of 61 and a low of 47 with some thunders. On Tuesday we will have a high of 62 and a low of 53. On Wednesday it will be partly cloudy and a high of 63 with a low of 49. On Thursday we will have some rainstorms and a high of 54 with a low of 48. And finally, on Friday, we will have some thunders with a high of 59 and a low of 41. Back to the studio.
Hi, I'm Connor Foltz here with the meter. What do you think the weather's going to be like in 6 days?
Well, since my daughter Persephone is coming back, I'm sure that the weather will be warmer.
Will there ever be times when cold weather will come through, or will there always be some form of warm weather?
Well, there'll always be cold weather at some points in spring because I'll be sad, like the rest of us. Nobody's happy all the time.
Why does it start to warm up a few months after Persephone returns?
Well, it starts to warm up because I'm starting to understand my daughter better, and over time, I'm getting more comfortable with her.
Will there always be different seasons throughout the year?
There'll always be different seasons because each season reflects my feelings at that point.
If Persephone was to never go to the underworld with Hades, would there usually be good weather all the time? Why?
Well, if my daughter didn't go to the underworld with Hades, the weather would usually be warmer because Persephone wouldn't be as far away from me. She is the reason behind all this crazy weather.
Will you immediately warm up the weather when Persephone returns? Why or why not?
Well, it'll take some time for the weather to warm up because it takes a long time to get used to Persephone being around.
Thank you, Peter. Now back to Alex's.
Have you enjoyed the regular Snuggie? Well, you gotta love the new Snuggie, too. Not only does it have a lightweight, comfortable fabric of the original Snuggie, but the new Snuggie, too, has its own portable butt heater. So wouldn't a nice butt heater be good?
Crush from Nemo once said,
Oh, yeah! Is it hard to get your kids motivated in the morning?
Patrick! Brady! Get up!
Do they ignore your breakfast ideas?
Here, have some Pop-Tarts.
I don't like those. Me too.
Well, every kid loves the new cherry peas. The honey and oat shaped like peas, they couldn't get any better.
Here, have some cherry peas.
I like cherry peas.
Now to a story with the headless horn.
We have new information on the headless whore. Yesterday, Perseus went to the home of the Gorgons and snuck up behind Medusa and clearly cut off her head. The snakes are still alive, so watch out for Perseus. Gaby has a special interview for us next. Gaby?
Hello, I'm Gaby with an interview with Perseus. Why did you start your quest in the first place?
The king that ruled the island wanted a gift from everyone at his party. My mom and I were poor, so we couldn't afford to get a gift from the king. So instead, I went on a quest to get Medusa's head for the king.
How were you able to beat Medusa?
Athena gave me a shield and sword, and Hermes gave me winged sandals. Also, the three Gary sisters told me where to find Medusa.
How did you feel when you turned glowing duck beads to stone?
I felt satisfied that I turned them into stone, because he was very cruel and he underestimated me.
How did you feel when you finally beat Medusa?
I was proud of myself for being the first person to slay Medusa.
Thanks, Perseus. Now to the studio.
Now let's see what's happening in the season of love.
Baby in diaper finds love. Cupid is a little lovebird, but he does do as his mother asks, to punish Psyche for being too pretty. When Cupid and Psyche fall in love, it's instantly. Let's hear the man's feelings.
What'd you think when your mom first assigned you your assignment?
I was surprised. Nobody is as beautiful as my mom, and I was eager to make her the prettiest again.
What'd you think when your eyes first met Psyche's?
I knew we were perfect for each other. When we touched, we sparkled. She is my one and only love.
What'd your mom have to say when you and Psyche got married?
She approved, but she and my love never talk. It's like they hate each other.
Is it your job or Hera's job to make love and marriage?
Technically, I am the god of love and marriage. Hera is the goddess of childbirth, and I am the only one in charge of love here. I make the perfect matches. My most recent match is Sarah Bryan and Ken Markovitz. Love you guys.
Thanks for your time. Now back to the studio. Cookies! Get your cookies here!
Sissy, can we get some cookies?
Sure, what kinds do you boys want?
Well, we have Samacokes, thank you very much, trefoils, thick mints, don't tag-alongs, Savannah frowns, do-de-does, and don't you say de leche.
I want the old lady ones and the thick mints. Peanut butter.
Okay,
That's 12 buckaroos.
here you go.
There we go.
Toodaloo!
Toodaloo.
Buy your Woman Scout cookies today for $4 a box. You must pay $17.99 shipping and handling. The Woman Scout Association is not responsible for any broken cookies. Not true item or group. Girl Scout cookies box uses in this film. Bye! No.
Okay, go. Are your kids always wanting dessert?
Yeah.
Well, they always want candy. It's the only thing that makes them happy.
True, Dad.
Well, then give them the Sleepy Pop. They taste like a popsicle, but they get to sleep instantly.
This is good.
I'm Connor Foltz, and I'm in the town of Papaipai, where the world-renowned Arachne has made her wonderfully crafted weavings. Although she had great skills as a craftsman, she was somewhat less endowed with the virtues of modesty, humility, and generosity. Most days she was shriveled up like an old woman and had no kindness in her heart. She boasted on and on about how great she thought she was, and turned out making a foolish mistake. Arachne compared herself to the gods who had taught her her divine skills she now possessed, Athena. As soon as she made a retaliating remark, an old woman was standing right behind her without anyone hearing her. Arachne was said to be screaming, for she thought the old woman was so ugly that she could not bear. It was Athena dressed up as the old woman and was offended by Arachne's comments. So, Athena transformed into shining armor and challenged Arachne to a weaving contest. Arachne agreed to do the weaving contest, and they sat down on their weaving duel immediately until sunset. At the end of the time they both had, Arachne and Athena both held up their weavings, and they both portrayed Zeus in some form. They are both great weavings, but Arachne's was said to be better. Then, Arachne bragged about how she had defeated the best god in weaving, and since this offended Athena, she turned Arachne into an 8-legged creature called a spider. Now back to Alex with an interview with Alex, her mother.
Hi, I'm Alex, here with Arachne's mom, talking about the spinning contest that occurred a couple days ago. What do you think when your daughter said she wanted to start weaving?
Well, I was very surprised. I didn't know that she would ever be interested, especially at such a young age. My daughter's so bright and smart. I thought she would get a scholarship for math or science, not weaving.
What did you think when your young daughter accepted the challenge?
Well, I was scared at first, not knowing how this might turn out. She's an exceptional weaver, but not under pressure. I was sweating for her and didn't know what would happen if she won or if she lost.
What do you think about the outcome?
Well, I saw past Athena's work, and I was shocked. I didn't know how my daughter could be it when they turned it around and saw the look on Athena's face. I knew at once for all my daughter was the best weaver in the world. I could tell Athena she knew it too. Then in the blink of an eye, she was a spider. I was so furious. Never again will my daughter be able to be normal and have it, and she would always be spinning from a web for the rest of her life.
Well, thank you for your time. This has been Alex here with Arachne's mother. Now back to Connor at the studio.
Thank you for watching WMFK News. This has been Connor Foltz, Kristin Kendall, Alex Washburn, and Gaby Mejia. See you next time.
Hi, Jenna. Hi, Jenna.
My phone battery. Baby in diaper finds love. Ready? Set, go. W.
F.
K.
Yay! Or yeah! Wait, I can't even see. What do you think the weather will